So I figured I'd start it on my way up, give some people some time to jump on before we get situated. "71 weeks straight. These people have been coming out here, rain, shine, snow, 115 degrees, they don't care. They're out here every Sunday for 71 weeks. Hello, Nicole. Hello, Britt. Today is Tia's birthday. It's one of the reasons why I'm late today. And she's at her sister's. This one's going to be a little short. I'll probably leave a little early as well. But still had to come out and do this for a little while. Had a really good friend of ours come and cross something off of Tia's bucket list today. He might actually jump on here. But came and picked her up in a deuce and a half and took her to her sister's. That was always her dream. There's the birthday girl. Happy birthday, beautiful. No, we don't have to do that. Alexandria? I am underdressed. It is nippy. Hey, Chuck. Pardon the shaking and the banging. Getting everything set up here. And situated. Hello, Paul. What we are doing is, this is 71 straight weeks of these people coming out here on this overpass. Whether there's 50 people, hey, there's a finger right off the bat. Look at that, I just show up and there's a finger. Anyway, these guys have been coming out here for 71 straight weeks. If there's 30 people on here, or if it's just 3 people on here, they don't care. They are out. So wave flags to show fellow America-loving individuals that they are not alone. They've been out here. It was 115 degrees. They were out here when it was snowing. A couple weeks ago, it was snow and ice on the ground. These people are dedicated. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what the temperature, what the weather is. If it's a holiday, they are here. I think Christmas. I had a holiday recently that was on Sunday, I think, and they were here. Yep, let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon. And, you know, even though we sit here and we look at flags flying and waving, and we look at middle fingers flying once in a while, and hearing all the, honks and waves of love, and people stop and they shake their hands, and you know, like it's been pretty cool, to be honest. Like that's one of the reasons why I come out here, because it shows, you know, A, dedication, B, patriotism, and love of country. C, you know, like the people actually appreciate it. People have come by, stopped, and just shook their hands and said thank you for being out here all the time. Like it's cool. It's cool being able to witness it. And sometimes it's fun when you get the haters that roll by and they're all like yelling weird, crazy obscenities, and that's, you know, it's always a blast. You never want to stop and get out and talk though. I don't know why. Or they'll roll by and scream something. If the light turns red, they roll up their windows. And then when the light turns green again, they'll roll their windows down and yell some more. Because they're so brave. Yes, they are. I've never met a brave leftist. I've met a couple insane ones. People that are like totally off their gourd and like just do some really crazy things, but I've never actually seen a brave one. Oh my gosh, can we get any more America than this? Any more America than that right there? Look at that. America right there. See, God has blessed this event. Yep, lefties are only brave when they have numbers, and they have to be overwhelming numbers. Like 20 to 1, kind of overwhelming numbers. GTSY, so a lot of people say it's good to see you, but here on the CSC streams, it means great to see you, because it is great to see you. We are extremely happy to see you. Hello, beer guy, our resident Canadian. Hello, Jamesies. 100 to 1 with the helmet and purple hair. Yep. Oh, you bet. Oh, so you're not new. That's fantastic. Hello, Mark Ridgefield. I don't think we're going to be getting any squirrels today. I could be wrong, but I don't know. It is a crisp 46 degrees, I think. A little breezy. A little breezy. Wade Wilson, this is my job, buddy. This is my job. This is the only way that I make money. Granted, since I am no longer monetized, my current only way to get money is through the kind, wonderful donations that people give me. And as a matter of fact, let's count them: PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, and let's see, Buy Me a Coffee, I think. So that's like four donation links. Maybe, you know, your public school education really just is showing way too deeply right now. Possibly, I don't know. Counting usually isn't that hard for people. Usually, you know, like 4. It's close to 10, I guess. It's not even halfway to 10, as a matter of fact. So, whatever. No, it's cool. Little cutie. And if you're wanting to include the book that I have, that I wrote, that's just advertising, and then Prepare with Common Sense, a way for people to buy Patriot Supply stuff at a nice discount, well, you know, that makes it 6. So that way you're at least closer to 10. What part of Arizona, millennial? Yeah, I lived in Phoenix for about 6 months during the winter, and I was like, how do people do this? And this isn't even like during the summer, like, you know, well, I guess it was about 5 months. And they were like, no way. Like, no way. Like, how do you guys do this? It was 87 degrees on Christmas. And I'm like, nope, I'm good. Yeah, the fog definitely makes the flakes pop. I sweat all summer and tan all winter. Seriously. It was weird. It was a culture shock for me. After Arizona, I lived in New Mexico for about 2 years, and but it wasn't like, I mean, there were trees close by. It was pretty high elevation, but it was still rough. I couldn't handle it. Like, the whole idea of a gravel yard just bothers me. I miss it. It really made me appreciate grass and trees. I live just outside of, oh, here's a squirrel after all. It's a different kind of squirrel, but it's still a squirrel. Here it comes. Look at it. Look at it. Isn't that pretty? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, eh? Oh, that's nice. That's nice. I like it. Anyway, where were we? You never have to mow the lawn in Arizona. You bet. They actually tell you not to step on the grass in Arizona, because if you step on it, it will die. It is so fragile. It will die. That freaked me out. We did have one frost while I was there, and it was epic just seeing the people who, you know, live there, like, freak out. Like, it was amazing. It froze just a little bit, and it just it was nuts. Yeah, there's not much water in Arizona. All right. It was weird. Oh my goodness, look at that misinformation. What's up, buddy? I'll tell you what, though. Do you guys get snow down in Washington? We got about a week. We got about a week of snow. That was fun. Yeah, Arizona grass is definitely snowflake grass. Yeah, where I lived in Silver City, New Mexico, and we would drive. It'd be about 80 miles, I think it was, to Alpine, Arizona. And Alpine, Arizona is absolutely epic. Very beautiful place. Like, I would recommend anybody and everybody, if you could make it to Alpine, Arizona, do it. It is gorgeous, especially since you're driving through nothing but death and brown and cactus and mesquite, and it's just gross and just dusty and dirty and brown and gross. All of a sudden, though, you get into Alpine, Arizona, and it's just green. There's water, there's creeks. It's the beginning of the Sacramento River. It is beautiful. That would be my retreat. Every other day off, I would drive up there and go fishing and camp, and it was amazing. Yes, everybody definitely subscribe to Rumble, because you never know. I've been really careful, making sure that we don't cross lines, taking streams down. If somebody on the stream says something, you know, that crosses the line, shall we say. And I've been putting them all up on Rumble. I'm not advertising Rockfin anymore so much because, well, crypto is stupid. Rumble doesn't pay me either, but at least it's a good backup, and maybe it can grow, and people like Rumble, so doing it. I don't kill anything, I don't eat, and if you catch a fish in New Mexico or Arizona, they die. They're not like cold water fish. That was extremely educational for me. They, warm water fish are not hardy. They are not like, they don't last very long. I am on Odyssey too, but only as an automatic thing. Every video I upload onto here goes to Odyssey. Yeah, but I hate Odyssey just as much because you got to pay to play, and I can't afford to, so I don't like it. But yeah, I definitely catch and keep, because yeah, I would sit there and do a soft hook on some of those fish there in New Mexico, and nice trout, and it would just soft hook right in the lip, you know, like easy squeezy, put it back in the water, and it's belly up, and I'm like, oh, these fish are like the grass in Arizona. They're not just fish you can unhook, throw back in, and they're like, oh cool, I'll bite the hook again. A little bit different down there. But I like fish too, you know, I like eating fish. It's good for you. Huh? No.
I'm just used to you wearing your glasses.
Oh.
I can't take my coat off, but
Nice. I like it. Oh, never give up the fight down below there.
got my sleeves strapped down.
I bet there's a trick to getting them back to life. I don't. You sit there and you got to do that whole like run them back and forth and everything, and oversaturate their gills. Oh, Canada. That's all I know. You can go to Circle K with your sidearm in Arizona. That is true. You can also do that in Washington, sort of, depending on where you're at.
I take mine in Lowe's.
Thank you, Paul Cruz.
I walk around like I'm looking for a pole for that. My flag's on a pole. It says Foggy.
That's awesome.
What are they gonna do? Get me out?
Right? Yep, fish CPR. I just, you know, up here we don't have to do that. You can literally fight a salmon for 5 hours. Okay, that's exaggerating. You can fight a salmon for an hour. And that's not an exaggeration. Find out it's a native, like it is exhausted and just ready to, and then you unhook it, and it's like, oh, thanks, buddy, I'm gonna go spawn now. Like it's amazing the difference. It's something you definitely just don't get used to, you know, going from cold water to warm water. I love it. Sturgeon season's going on right now in the Bonneville pool, and hopefully I'm going to be able to get on a boat and go out there and catch one. And I'll, if I can, I'll be live streaming that on the CSC Outdoor channel. Yellow perch, like, but they're so little. They're so little, like we hate them here. We have a lot of them, but we hate them just because they're so little. But you are correct, they are delicious. If you can get one that's like 6 inches or so, if you're lucky, you know, that's pretty good pan fry, and you can they are delicious. Pan fried in butter. Look at that, we're talking about food already. I like salmon, I like steelhead, I like rainbow trout, cutthroat trout, brook trout, Dolly Varden. Can't eat those here though. Walleye is amazing. We got a lot of walleye here. Kind of up in the Columbia River Gorge, but the best fish, my number one is sturgeon. Poor man's halibut. Love it. Love sturgeon. Yeah, perch and bluegill are good. You just need a bunch of them. Yes. But see, I'm the guy that's like, I don't like chicken wings because it's so much work for so little payoff. And that's the same way I am with fish. If a fish doesn't give me a steak, or if it's not super easy just to sit there and, you know, if you cook a fish perfect, you can grab the tail, put a fork in right underneath its tail, and then just peels the meat right off. You know, like if I can't do that and get solid bites, like I just don't want it. I don't want to do it. Brook trout, you can catch brook trout all over the place, and you can keep them all over Oregon and Washington. There's certain rivers where you can't, like for instance, bull trout, Dolly Varden. There's only a couple rivers in Washington State where those actually exist, and those are endangered. You can't touch those. You gotta throw them back. But up in Alaska, bull trout are like squawfish to us, where they're a garbage fish, and so it's pretty weird, pretty fun. Where's walleye fishing? Walleye fishing, we have excellent, amazing walleye fishing in the Columbia River Gorge. Yes, Columbia River has the biggest sturgeon I've ever caught was about 8.5 feet, and I mean it was hundreds of pounds. Like the thing was just fat, massive. It was so good. Lingcod, I love lingcod. Yeah, saltwater fish. I mean, I'll still take a sturgeon over halibut, but all in all, lingcod is just a solid. You can eat it every day. No, I've never fished in Alaska. That's one of my dreams. One of my dreams is to definitely fish in Alaska. I've fished in Washington, Oregon, Idaho, Montana, and Wyoming, New Mexico, and Arizona, and a little bit in Colorado. Never in California though, because, well, you know. I'd like to catch a grouper. James! James! Oh my goodness! Long time no see. I hope you are doing well. So cool being back on this channel. Flippin' nickel. Columbia River Slough near St. Helens has good walleye. See, I've never fished walleye over here on the west side before. I've only fished it in the gorge because, you know, you got all the cliffs and everything right there and the back eddies that roll along with it. So it makes it, I like it. It's just easy to find them. And that, and you just tear through them. Like you're catching at least 5 or 6 on every pass. Like it's just awesome. We go up by Rufus. That's where I go walleye fishing. I keep hearing there's good walleye fishing down here. Same thing with bass fishing. I do a lot of bass fishing up in the gorge. Oh, I'm sorry, James. Hopefully you get it done though. Silver Lake. See, I fish Silver Lake, and the only thing I can catch in Silver Lake are perch and carp. But I'm not a conventional bass fisherman because I'm a Pacific Northwesterner. You know, like bass fishing isn't in our blood. We fish for sturgeon and salmon and steelhead here. Hey Paul. So like I've never caught a bass with like plugs or jigs or any of that stuff, and I've only caught bass with worms. I have caught every single fish that I've ever caught, I've caught off of one time, at least one time, a worm. A worm is by far the #1 most amazing and incredible bait any person could ever get. Oh, crawfish. Yes, I love crawdads. Crawdads are so good. Really, they're in the slough, huh? Weird. I'm gonna go try that. Flavor rating: Springer, sockeye, or sea run cutthroat? Sea run cutthroat. Sea run cutthroat all the way. I love cutthroat. We used to have a great sea run cutthroat run in the house, or in the river that I used to grow up on, but it was decimated a few years ago. Apparently they're starting to come back. I hope they do, but I miss those fish. As for sockeyes, like, sockeyes are okay. I like how mild they are. Like kokanee, you know, like I like how mild they are, but I love silvers, and I like fall chinook. I do not like Springer chinook. I like fall chinook. I will eat Springer chinook, but it's just more work to get all the fat off and that fishy taste off. Spinner baits? Yeah. Hello, Distortion. Trout Boy 2. Hunting and fishing are my hobbies. That's my life. I love the mountains. I've always loved the mountains. Anything I can do in the mountains is my happy time. Like if I'm ever feeling like crap, or you know, just down and out and stuff, Tia will always tell me, "Oh, time to go. Time to go. Time to go to the mountains. Go for a drive." And I'm like, "Okay." And then by the time we're done, I'm like, "Woo, let's do something." Let's go back to work. I had Louisiana crawfish. After Katrina, I went down to New Orleans, and some Cajuns put the guys that I was with up and fed us one night as a thank you. And it was weird. It was definitely different. But I love Northwest crawfish because it's so sweet. It's just so much better. I'm not a fan of crab anymore, though, I'll be honest. Unless I catch it. Store-bought crab, don't like it. Don't like it. Yeah, absolutely. I used to catch crawdads out of the Nehalem over in Vernonia. That's good stuff. Sit there with the string and a chicken bone. Any scary, weird stories about being in the woods? Not really. Well, I mean, not weird, but you know, when you're 6 years old out in the woods and you know you're hunting with your dad and you're kind of off, you know, going somewhere, and then you kind of circle back and you hit the same trail you were on, and you see a cougar print in your track. That's kind of scary. That was probably the scariest moment I ever had in the woods. I mean, I probably had nothing to worry about, but it was pretty sketchy for sure. Had another time when I was 6 years old, or 7 years old probably, where my dad dropped me and my little brother off upriver from where we lived, and in a 4-man raft, inflatable raft, and we floated down the river, and it took a little bit longer to get down than anticipated because there was this deer that was sitting on the side of the river, and we floated right up to it, and it like nibbled at my little brother's hair, and he was freaking out. He had no idea what was happening, and we floated down a little bit more, and then it got dark, and the river, we lived on the main stem of the river, and we were floating down one of the forks of the river, and we were, of course, on the other side of the main stem than where we were. And the wind came up and it got real stormy. And there was white caps on the river. And we were sitting there, two little kids in a 4-man raft, pitch black dark, and wind. And we were pretty scared. And then my dad, of course, he didn't know where we were. And this was way back before cell phones and all that. So eventually, though, I'm sitting there on this little peninsula where the forks come into the river, and I'm yelling. I'm like just screaming and yelling. I'm like, help, help. And my dog, who was she's a 3/4 lab and a quarter Rottweiler, big, beautiful, black, just massive dog. She ended up swimming across the river to us. And we got back in the boat, and she swam alongside of us the whole way we were paddling across the river. And it was, I mean, it's not a small river either. I mean, it was probably 150, 200 yards across, and like some pretty massive winds. And we were rocking. But my dog saved us that day. That was awesome. So that was my scariest moment in the wilderness. Yeah, she gave me the confidence I needed to paddle across the river. That was pretty cool. Truck for a Ford. Hello, Boris. Always safe, FBI 10, always safe. Oh, nobody look, don't look. I'm not really here. I'm just doing my part, YouTube. Just doing my part. Oh, Boris. Since I took law, tell you why taxes are 100% illegal. Well, I don't think that taxes are 100% illegal, but I will say that our income tax should be illegal, mainly because the Constitution already created a method of income for our nation, and that is that was tariffs. But why is it illegal for Israeli citizens to be in our government? You have to be a citizen to be an elected official in our government. What do you mean? Nah, 42 is not that cold. I'm just wearing a vest and a really light fishing shirt. So like, yeah. Yes, the income, and that's what I meant about the income tax. Like, we don't have the income tax was supposed to be temporary, and like you said, it was not. So, yeah, the income tax is a sticky situation. Personally, I'm a big fan of the fair tax. I love the idea of a fair tax. Everything, a tax completely based off of consumption. Rich people are obviously going to be buying a lot more expensive stuff, and they will obviously be paying a lot more of that tax. Poor people aren't going to be paying a whole bunch of, buying a whole bunch of really expensive stuff, and therefore they will also be paying less. And I do support a rebate program for people who have, like, you know, no money. A rebate program, like a voucher kind of a thing for your, you know, the sales tax. I'm all about it. Like, I'm a big proponent and fan of the fair tax. Yes, only Congress can write a tax law, 100%. GTSY, great to see you. I don't know what 7 degrees Celsius means. Your guy said that the other day, and I still don't know what that means. What is 7 degrees Celsius? Is that like 80? Oh, it's all right, liberal tears. We get it. We get it asked a lot, and that's why I clarify it, because a lot of people think it's good to see you, but it is great to see you here. You Googled Alpine, Arizona? You bet. Isn't it beautiful? Yeah, 40, 45 degrees and colder is my happy place. Like, I am comfortable at between 45 and 50 degrees. Once it gets to 60, I'm a little uncomfortable. Like, it's totally shorts and sleeveless shirt weather. And then if you know, if it's up to 70, it's uncomfortable. I don't like it. If it gets to 80, I am irritated. If I get to 90, I am really, 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 really unhappy, and I won't go outside for any reason. And if it's up to 100, like, I'm just an angry person. I do not do well in heat. I did not enjoy New Mexico and Arizona. I'll be honest. 75, gross. And I'm talking with no humidity. If you throw humidity on this thing, oh, bad. Nope. When I went down to Texas after Hurricane Harvey, it was 87 degrees and 100% humidity. I was the worst rescuer down there. People did not find me to be funny at all, because as soon as it would rain, I'm like, this is nice. Because the rain would instantly cut the humidity, and then it was like just refreshing. But as soon as the rain stopped, oh, it was hell. It was hell. Absolute hell. Hello, Shaw from Canada. What part of Canada? A fish rescue? Wait, what's a fish rescue? Cheryl, yes, this is the I-5 corridor. We are in Ridgefield, Washington on Interstate 5, a mere 14 miles north of the People's Republic of Portland, Oregon. Really, what is a fish rescue? Is that like where if I have a whole bunch of cichlids and you know, like I can't take care of them anymore and like give them to you? Like, it's weird. It's kind of cool though. Have a good one, truck boy. Back to blue. You have a wonderful, wonderful day. Gouda Skateboards, I apologize. I'm sorry for you. I am sorry for you. I think everybody should say a prayer. Nobody should be driving through California. It's a scary place. Stay away from train tracks unless, of course, you're wanting to pick up cardboard. Yeah, that's a scary place. Don't idle your vehicle for too long. They will get you. They will get you. I like fish. I like fish as, like, you know, pets too. Like, I used to always have an aquarium. I don't anymore. But I used to always have cichlids. I'd have a big 50-gallon tank, and I'd put a lot of cover in there, and I would have everything. Cichlids, guppies, angelfish. I would have the little shrimp, little shrimp. I'd have all sorts of stuff. I love it. They're fun to me. Yes, in California, make sure you leave your trunk open. That's the reparations. You rescue red salmon every summer? Yes, yes. The freezer is a nice place for a lot of these fish. Aloha, Steve. Wobbly Pops, I would love to be able to respond to your comment. Unfortunately, YouTube's terms of service does not allow me to do so. So, but yeah. The reef in Longview? Oh, cool. I think I've been there. Nope. There's the other pet store in Longview downtown that's got they got everything in there. But they have a really nice fish place. I can't remember what it's called. It's been a long time since I've been in there. Distortion Bristol, I have to correct you on this because, you know, these salmon that are on their way up the river, like, they're not gonna die peacefully, okay? Like, it's a horrible situation that they're in. Like, we are rescuing them from a long, worn out journey, a long, drawn out death. Like, we are providing them with a humane, quick departure from this earth, you know, and I consider that rescuing. You know, otherwise they go upstream and then they're like forced to do like unspeakable things, and then they just kind of like bleh, and then they die. Like, that's just, you know, it's just sad. It's just sad. No, nothing deserves to die like that. It's mercy killing, exactly. We are rescuing them from months and months of strenuous torture. Quick and basically painless. Yeah, and them bears. You know, the bears there, they're not fun with them either. Those bears will grab them. They'll just pick them up and then they'll throw them around and stuff, and they claw them, and it's just a horrible way to go. I think even though the bear's pretty bad, I think the birds might even be worse, because, you know, the bird doesn't kill them right there. The bird picks them up and they carry them forever. Sometimes they drop them, and it's just a bad day for the fish. You know, because it's not like the fish got dropped in another piece of water there. No, the bird got dropped on the concrete there, and then all of a sudden a whole bunch of crows land on him, and they're just pecking away at him. Like, we're really doing the fish a service by what we're doing out here. 100%. We're doing the fish a service. personally, okay, bear oppression. Now let me talk to you for a minute, okay? So have you ever eaten a bear, dear fella? Have you ever put a bear, like, num in your mouth there? Fish bears aren't good. They're really not good. Fish bears, they taste like what they eat. So we're actually trying to make the bears, eat more berries, because that way the meat's sweeter and a little more yummy in their tummy. We don't like doing the fish bear thing. It's just not recommended. I don't think I'll ever eat a bear out of Alaska. Garbage bears are nasty too. Yes. Hello, Wednesday. What up, crack shot? I like bear meat. I like cougar too. Cougar's pretty good. But the absolute best meat on the planet of the earth, the third rock from the sun, moose. Oh, buddy. Get me a moose and I will give you my car. Like, the moose is probably worth more, to be honest. But moose, that's the good stuff. If you've never had moose, find a way, because holy crap. Best meat on the planet. I have not had caribou yet. Elk is okay, but oh, wait a second there, beer guy. I just had a fella there say, you want moose, come to Canada, eh? And then right after that, the Canadian goes, never tried moose, but elk is my favorite. So that's a problem. See, I like venison more than elk. Elk is boring to me. It's almost like buffalo, where it's like, okay, that's cool. I like venison. I like west side venison. The further east you go, it kind of gets a little different, but I like Cascade. I like blacktail. A lot. What about Beyond Moose? The first vegan moose meat? Ooh, I don't know, but you know what? I'd give it a shot, because if they tried to make it like close to it, I'd give it a shot. Moose, well, it depends on where you get your deer. Like, honestly, if you have like sagebrush mule deer, that's gonna taste a lot different than my West Side Cascades blacktail deer, So that. It really depends. It's hard to describe it. Moose meat is super tender, and it has a great flavor. Like, it's just good. Just so good. Like venison, I love venison so much that anybody who grinds up venison, I want to yell at them, because to me it's a waste of amazing, wonderful meat. Like, I love venison, and if I were ever to get a moose, you bet I would have 300 pounds of steak. I wouldn't ground anything up, because it's just, oh, it's so good. Oh, moose is so good. Elk, see, and that's why I'm different. Like, because, elk, grind it up. That's fine. I'll have elk burgers for days. A couple steaks, that's cool. Maybe some pepperoni, some sausage. That's cool. But with venison, I'm like, steak it. And we do all of it, at home, at our house. We skin it, hang it for a couple days, and then we process it and all that stuff, steak it up, make some roasts. We'll do some roasts. And then what I do with those roasts, guess. I bet you can't guess. You bet. I cut them up into steaks and then fry them up. Oh, I think moose would definitely thrive over here. A few years ago, there was a moose. We've had two moose come over to Mount St. Helens. We had one that came all the way over to Silver Lake from Idaho. And then we had another one that actually came south. it traveled south from Canada and made it all the way to Mount St. Helens. And the Washington Fish and Game trapped them and took them back. And I'm like, what is wrong with you? Why would you do that? If it wants to be here, bring in a friend. Why not? Killed a moose with a Yamaha once. Was it a sled, or was it a 4-wheeler, 3-wheeler, or a bike? Because not like it really matters. Not like it really matters. Oh, you're right, beer guy. They deported him. Poor little fella. Oh, that's stupid. I think we should change immigration laws for animals. Who's with me? No passports for furry critters. Hippies not included. Ooh, rough. Rough. Yamaha 750. Ugh. I had a 700 TT Enduro. I never hit anything with it, but I could definitely imagine that would be a bad day. I miss high school. I had all sorts of cool stuff. You know, it's funny. I keep putting Villains videos out 3 at a time, and every time I do, I lose about 50 to 100 subscribers, and then I get them back like the next day or so. It's really weird what's happening. Like, as soon as I put all 3 out, I just massively lose a bunch of subscribers, and then like the next day I'll get 40 in return, and another like 40 the next day, and it's just like back and forth. Like, I'm staying consistently within 50 subscribers of 700, but it's just weird. Wobbly Pops, of course we like fishing. Thank you, Trump boy. Which one? Because there's the Common Sense Conservative Part 2. There is the CSC Outdoor channel and the CSC Cooking channel. The Outdoor and the Cooking channel, like I don't know what to do with them. Like, I'm not creative in that fashion. Like, I just don't know what to do, like production-wise and stuff. So it's it's just there. I think my hunting videos were pretty cool though. I didn't shoot anything, so I mean that part sucked. I think the reason that I'm losing subscribers with Villain is because there's a bunch of people that are like, that follow this channel and they're like, we want something new, right? They follow it for new information. They follow it for the riots. A lot of them watch it for riot porn, and they just, so when I'm not showing them riot porn, like new riot porn, they don't care. You know what I mean? So I'm showing them older videos with the Villain stuff, and I think that might be why they're going. That's the only thing I could figure. The Outdoor channel is called the CSC Outdoor channel, I think. Yeah, I think it's good old info too, and that's why I'm putting it out, because like Villain was very good. Like, I'm very good, but Villain was very good in a different way, because Villain would always go out and he would always have those conversations with people, and I'm not that guy. I'm not the kind of guy that's going to go out and have a conversation with Antifa trying to like really understand what they have to say just because I've been hearing it for so long and I don't care anymore and I already know what they want. But Villain was learning. Villain didn't know a lot of this stuff on the left or even the right. So his conversations were genuine. Like, he really wanted to know. He really wanted to understand. And, so, I mean, that just made it so unique. It made it just so real. And I really felt that people needed to see that stuff. And that's really one of the reasons why I wanted to throw it out there. And not just because, I mean, there's other stuff too that he filmed that nobody else has ever seen. Yeah, he'll definitely be missed. He was a great guy. I'll never forget. See, you know, that's what happens every stream. I'm going to tell a story about Villain. It just seems like that's the way it is. But I'll never forget going down to Georgia, and we went down for the Trump rally, and that sucked. I mean, the service was horrible. Like, we couldn't live stream it like we wanted to. We were just like, let's go do something different. And we ended up like driving through Georgia and like checking out cotton fields. Like, I've seen cotton fields before, but not like in Georgia. Like, it was so different seeing all of these old Savannah style houses and just like all the history. Like, every house looked like it was 100 years old or 200 years old. Like, it was just so cool. And then we were like, well, let's go see some nature stuff. And we actually went to a swamp. He and I went to the state park swamp thing, and we were like, oh, we gotta go check this out. Maybe we can see an alligator. And we ended up walking through this swamp. We didn't see a darn thing, but it was super cool seeing like the trees and the vines and the moss and like all the stuff you see in the movies. You know, people who live there don't know what it's like to be like out here and not have a clue what like deep south, southeast, you know, kind of stuff is like. And you know, like I was in New Orleans for Katrina, but I never left New Orleans. I never got to go see stuff. Same thing when I was in Houston for Hurricane Harvey. Like, all I did was I spent my entire time there in the Cambodian village that we were helping like fix up and town. Like, we didn't go explore. I did go put my feet in the Gulf of Mexico, and that was freaky because warm ocean water is just weird. Then I had a shark smack me, and that was even weirder. But yeah, it was crazy. It was nuts. But it was very cool experiencing that with Villain. Like, it's a once in a lifetime memory, and Villain's gonna definitely be in there. You know, for the rest of my life, no matter what. Like, the first time I saw Southeast swamp, that's always gonna have Villain. Batman, we are in Washington, 14 miles north of Portland, Oregon. Let's see. Yeah, talking to zombies is very hard work. What comment? Let me look here. Going back. Oh, no, it's fine. That's public. I put that out there. Yeah. I will tell everybody that his family is in charge of everything, so any and all information that we might get from now on would be given from his family. And I don't necessarily, let's just say I'm not holding my breath that we're going to get too much information. You know, I think we might actually honestly be stuck with where we're at. Nothing but questions. But yeah, I mean, it sucks. He did not have a significant other. So I can tell you that. He was a good guy. A very, very good guy. Aw, thanks, Nicole. It kind of goes to show the people who have been watching this stuff for a long time, you know? Like, I remember back in the day, it used to be like, yeah, the first person I used to watch was Eli, son of Hightower, which I definitely recommend people go check him out. Son of Hightower, great channel. He's out of Portland. He's out of Portland. Not a friend of Antifa. They do not like him, but he is a very brave cat. He goes out and he records a lot lately about what's going on in Portland, the disgusting filth that is Portland. So definitely go check him out, Son of Hightower. He's been around just as long as I have. Airliner World and More. He was one of the original streamers. He used to be a cop watcher. He doesn't stream anymore, but he has a lot of great content on his channel. Airliner World and More. Portland Andy. People found me through Portland Andy back in the day. Portland Andy used to be a streamer, and then he got whooped up on pretty bad by Antifa and targeted really bad by Antifa. So he ended up stopping streaming, and now he restreams. But he still talks a lot about stuff that goes on in the area. Mike Strickland, Laughing at Liberals. He was actually streaming before I was. He was targeted real bad, and then he got into some serious legal trouble because Portland is ridiculous, and a mob of Antifa wanted to kill him. And yeah, it was just rough. And Leo Stratton, yep. Leo started just a little bit before I did too. And the late, great Leo Stratton. Very good guy. It was disgusting what Antifa did when he passed away. It was horrible. It was a very sad day when Leo passed. What did Antifa do? Oh, it was gross. Like, you can honestly just go onto Twitter and look up and do a search for Leo Stratton, and you'll see all of their garbage. Like, it's disgusting. It was horrible. Is Tiny all right? Tiny is okay. Very fake news, yes! Oh, how could I leave out very fake news? Very fake news, and the little Latin guy that was from down there too. Oh, I know his first name, but I'm not gonna throw it out there. I can't remember his channel though. Yes, the Bay Area streamers, man. Those guys were incredible. But again, Antifa just got too nuts. They got too nuts and they had to drop it. They had to bow out. It was, they're dangerous. Like, people can say they're a myth. People can say that they're nothing. But yeah, no, Antifa is dangerous. Airliner had to take a break. He had to take a break. He got thrown in with Joey Gibson and a couple other people for the cider riot thing, and so he was actually banned from covering anything political and streaming anything anymore. Like, they actually did that. Stumptown Matters, yes, Nate, very good guy, very good friend of mine. Gosh, I gotta call him. Oh my gosh, I have to call him. He's been wanting me to call him for like 2 weeks now, and I keep just forgetting. I have to call him. Very good friend of mine. He had a very hard time after, yes, Pereira. That's what I was talking about earlier. He had a very hard time. He was there when Aaron J. Danielson got shot, and it really threw him for a loop psychologically. It was very hard for him. And, you know, some of the stuff that we do, you know, like, a lot of people just can't do it. second, guys. I'll be right back. Welcome back, y'all. Welcome back. Welcome me back. I'm back. I'm back. Yay, my 29th subscriber to the cooking channel. Welcome to the cooking channel. Watch the cake video. I just don't know. So it's funny you talked about the trading cards. So there is actually a fascist trading card thing that Antifa has put out. Like, I gotta find it again. I saw it. I forgot what number I was. think I was pretty low to the bottom. I used to be number one, but then they moved me pretty low. So I don't know if I'm like flattered or ashamed. But yeah, they actually put out like a card ranking system. Like it's so goofy. I do like though, I mean, I will say I am honored that I was enemy number one, you know, a couple years ago, and they put out their exposés on everybody where they just made up a whole bunch of garbage and a whole bunch of crap and posted it, you know, wrote their little articles and their Photoshop pictures and out of context quotes. I was number one, baby. Woo-hoo. Yeah. We should do antique trading cards. My birthday is the 26th. Tia's birthday is today. And then my brother-in-law's birthday is in 2 days. And then my birthday is on the 26th. Of January. Huge blowout party. Oh, see, so like, you know, I'm like, my happy birthday is like not doing anything. I had one like blowout birthday party when I was 25 years old. I was manager of a nightclub in Portland, and it was nuts. It was crazy, and it was the last like woohoo party I think I've ever had, and I don't know if I ever want another one. It was fun, but you know, you're getting older. You're just kind of like, you know, a nice birthday. You'll sit at home, watch a movie, maybe, you know, like my dad wants to take me and T out for dinner. I'm like, oh, that's nice. You know, we can go have dinner, go have some like Korean barbecue or something. Oh, that sounds good. I'm a pretty low-key, mellow guy. Like, I know it might not seem like it sometimes in some of these streams, but I'm really just kind of like, put me in the mountains. Give me a snowmobile. You want to give me a good birthday? You give me a snowmobile and send me off to the mountains. Yeah, everybody guess how old I'm going to be on the 26th of January. We'll see who gets the right answer. We got lots of snow in the mountains. Here, I'll even let you guys look at me real quick so you can get a educated guess. Hello, Rooster Cogburn. Wow, beer guy. Holy crap, 45? I will be 38. LJ got it right off the bat. Yep, there were a lot of major video players in the scene. Some were short-lived and left, and some of them died. Some are still around and very popular, yeah. 100%. Participation trophy. It's funny though, when I shave, if I were to shave and take my hat off, the numbers would be a lot less. It's amazing how people are like, wait, how old are you? Even though when I take my hat off, you see a lot more gray hair. So, I mean, there's that. Stumptown, he is done filming. He had a really hard time being there when Jay got shot. So, he's out of the game, at least for a while. It really messed him up, you know, because he had a really hard time. I mean, he was within steps of Aaron J. Danielson when he got shot, and you know, he filmed it, and he really struggled with whether, or he's like, what if there was something I could do? Like, he called me right after it happened, and I was downtown, but I was a couple blocks away, and he was like, man, there's something I could have done, and I'm like, dude, no, like, he was dead before he hit the ground, man. There was nothing you could have done. The best thing you could do is what you did do, and that was film it, just so people would have a record of what happened. And it really tore him up. Like, it messed him up pretty bad. And yeah, it's just we see some stuff doing this, and it takes a toll on you eventually, you know. And Stumptown is just a sweet guy. Like, he's honestly like one of the best people I've ever met in my life. Just a very sweet guy, very mellow guy, very sincerely just nice person, and it really messed him up. How's Chandler doing? Chandler is doing okay. He has court, I want to say tomorrow. He has court for some stuff that happened back in the Oregon Capitol, I think. But he's doing pretty good. He's been doing some traveling. He went down and checked out the border, and saw some stuff and things. Yeah, we were all pretty close. Oh, Tiny got picked up for January 6th, 2021 in Olympia, Washington. He got arrested on December 29th. He was supposed to get bailed out. And then before he could get bailed out, Oregon put some weird trumped up charges that nobody understands what they're for, what they're about, and put a no bail on it. The charge for Olympia was trespassing, disorderly conduct, I believe, and obstructing a police officer, which, I mean, the obstructing a police officer thing is pretty weak sauce. Like, you can see it in my video. Like, he probably saved the cop's life, to be honest. Like, he literally probably saved the cop's life. Yep, Enrique is free. What did Tiny do? Tiny touched a cop, and he entered the governor's mansion area with 300 other people. I have that effect on people, Black Belt Red. It looked like, so this 125-pound cop, state trooper, came down and tried stopping everybody from walking through the gate at the governor's mansion. And this cop was getting in a shoving match with like 3 people with his nightstick. And Tiny kind of came up next to him and just kind of like touched his arm and was like, yo, whoa, hold on, like stop. And I mean, he might have done a little bit more than touch his arm, but like it was weak sauce. And thank you, Soccer 22. And but like honestly, like I'm pretty sure Tiny saved that cop's life, because like there were some of the people that were coming through there were like, don't touch me. So like, yeah. And the cop was like, I'm gonna take all of you on, all 300 of you. I'm gonna take all of you on, and you're all gonna deal with it. And that was stupid. Looks like my phone is about to die, and we're getting down to the last couple minutes as it is. So it works out perfectly. I agree with that. Tiny should have let the cop deal with it on his own. Do that. Absolutely, Mama Pillow. Just so you guys know, next weekend, I'm pretty sure it's a twofer. But absolutely, Saturday is going to be a great day. It's going to be a pretty good show, I am sure. There's going to be a rally in the Washington State Capitol of Olympia where they're going to march again. And should be a pretty good one. Should be pretty fun. And it'll be good. It'll be good. So make sure you tune in on Wednesday this week. There's some birthday stuff going on this week, but there's also I should have a couple days where I can do a show. Last week I know I was supposed to do a show with Tia, but it's just been it's just been a busy week, so we haven't been able to do that. Maybe hopefully this week we'll be able to do one. I really want to. That's definitely on our list. It's just hard to find a day that her schedule, my schedule, like to make it happen. But one way or another, I should be doing a show sometime this week. Either way, I probably got another 10 more villain videos to go through and clip up and put up. So no matter what, there's going to be some content coming up. Tia says we can do a show on Tuesday, so hey, put it on your calendars, hopefully. And yeah, thank you guys very much for watching. It's been a nice, wonderful Sunday fun day. I am going to go back to my beautiful, amazing pregnant wife and spend the rest of the day with her on her wonderful birthday. And thank you guys for hanging out. It's always fun. I always enjoy it. I definitely do enjoy these things. Rooster Cogburn, DeSantis 2024. I mean, I'd be okay with Trump too, but I like DeSantis a lot. Trump worries me sometimes. But thank you guys very much, and I'll see you guys again very, very soon.